Who could that be?
Disclaimer: the following is a parody of Cinema Sin's Everything Wrong with series. If you're unfamiliar with their humor, I suggest you go watch their content first. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so just a little piece of info. Before Vidal and Bulma were added into the Girl Talk sections for this game, before it was pretty just Chi-Chi giving comments on characters. And I like that they added Vidal, but I'm seeing them for the fact they missed out on the opportunity to add Android 18, since hearing your snarky comments would have been fun. Or they could have added Android 21. I really like Android 21.
This is Goku when he was young, right around the time I became a blushing bride.
He proposed to you at the World Martial Arts Tournament, didn't he?
Yep, we made a promise to wed when we were just little kids.
Aw, that's so romantic.
You know, you're painting this to be super romantic, but you're leaving out the fact you had to quite literally beat the memory of Goku agreeing to marry you into his head at the tournament.
This was around the time when Goku was all about fighting and never about working.
What? You see this like he wasn't dead or stuck in space. Yes, he could have come home, but he was learning instant transmission at the time. And by the time he already learned it, Frieza was on his way to Earth. So no shit he was all about fighting. That was priority number 1 at the time.
Super Saiyans drive me nuts! My whole family looks like a bunch of delinquents after they transform, and they never listen to me.
Because they become blonde? Is that racist? Is Chi-Chi racist?
Goku was jumping between the living world and the other world so much. Gohan and Goten didn't get to spend a lot of time with him.
Between Cell, the Supreme Kai, and all the Majin stuff, that was a real tough time to be raising kids.
Being a good mom is a crazy job, huh?
You know, I'm removing a sin for all the mothers out there. Good work, you guys.
There it is again. I really wish Goku would set a better example for our kids.
Is he setting a bad example? Also, are you saying saving the world several times isn't enough for you? And you wonder why you don't have a playable character in this game.
I really wish Goku would set a better example for our kids.
I'm just impressed about how many times Goku has saved the planet by now.
For real. Andy's a first-rate martial artist to boot.
See? Even your friends are saying he's a great man, let alone a good husband.
This is even worse than his base form of delinquency.
Chi-Chi, in what way? Is it because his hair is spikier?
Age, I don't think I can pull off a hairstyle like that.
I mean, it does make him look pretty intimidating, though.
Look how scary he is! I hope Gohan doesn't try to copy this look.
Oh, don't worry. We never get our Super Saiyan 3 Gohan.
Lately, Goku's been actually going to work and acting like a responsible father.
Responsible father? Wait till we tell her about the plow incident.
Acting like a responsible father.
Yeah, I was shocked to find out that he got his driver's license.
His driver's license? Why is that being mentioned in Super Goku's Girl Talk if that happened in Z, not Super? And not even late Z, middle Z.
Now his hair is red. This one I just don't get. The blonde hair made him look like a delinquent enough already.
I will not tolerate red hair slander. Any more bad-mouthing out of you, and I'll make your husband die as Superman for the 4th time.
Great. Now he's got blue hair for some reason. I hope Gohan and Goten don't try to copy this nonsense.
Okay, this I can understand because Super Saiyan Blue is trash. More on that later. But Jesus, do you hate every hair color?
I hope Gohan and Goten don't try to copy this nonsense.
Well, I know I'm very biased, but I happen to like how flashy it is.
I happen to like how flashy it is the most you can say about this form.
If he keeps finding new transformations, maybe we'll see Super Saiyan Green someday. Or maybe purple. Maybe not.
Funny thing is, not only are both of these actual transformations, but you guys are aware of the Super Broly. But even then, Videl, for Z Broly, you fought him and got your ass handed to him by him. And don't use the being not canon as an excuse, because Videl and the others sure remember not canon stuff later.
Goku? Oh, wow.
Why do you only like black hair?
Wow.
His attitude's made a complete 180.
Yeah, his personality tends to change off any of his transformations. For example, when he first went Super Saiyan, he was absolutely burning with rage. You notice it for UI?
That's Goku? I can't even tell anymore.
Hold up, wait, so you can notice Goku Black, Terralize, Goten, and OG Dragon Ball Goku is easy to identify Gokus, but you can't identify him? Why? Is it that hard to notice? The hair is kind of like pretty iconic, and he has the monkey tail.
This kid that looks like Goku even copied his blonde hair obsession.
Again, if you can identify the other Goku lookalikes with ease, why not GT Goku?
If he can turn into a Super Saiyan, that must mean he's a Saiyan himself, right?
I can't believe it took Time Machine making brains to figure that out.
I don't care what Super Saiyan number it is. Shaving off your eyebrows is not a good look.
Why the fuck are you talking? I can barely see your eyebrows.
Anybody can rock a look if they set their mind to it. Heck, I bet even Gohan could, if he wanted.
Thank you, Bulma.
Is that my Goku? He looks so different.
You can easily identify the giant monkey as Goku, but not him?
Difference fine. Sometimes you gotta let a guy try something new.
Bulma, Goku tries something new every arc.
And Vegeta follows the trend. Saiyans, they're all alike.
That's racist.
Okay, real talk. I don't see much of a difference here.
Yeah, I don't really get it either.
Ever talked with him about what the deal with this form was?
This implies the Hudsons tell their lies about the transformations, which is cool as hell.
Didn't he use some kind of special room with a gravity changing machine? He'd have to be nuts to work out in a place like that.
Oh, wow. A whole room just for training. Rich people's houses, am I right?
Okay, don't let what Chi Chi says fool you. You don't need to be rich to own a home gym.
I remember that time Vegeta stood up to Beerus at your birthday party. What a man. Good on him.
Stop, I'm blushing. I guess everyone's opinion has kind of changed of Vegeta. Even mine.
He's a lovely husband. I admit, though, I never expected him to be so good at cooking.
Good lord, make sure to wipe your mouth when you're done.
Look at how nice this color is. Even the red suits him. Oh, how does my hubby do it?
See, Chi Chi? Bulma gets it.
To become a Super Saiyan God, you need to gather 6 different Saiyans.
See, I found this funny. They don't say this during the Super Saiyan God Goku's portion, you know, the one that actually used the ritual, but they bring up the ritual during Super Saiyan God Vegeta's portion, even though he didn't even use it.
6 different Saiyans.
Considering how few living Saiyans there are, thank goodness for our little Pan.
No, thank Gohan for that little pan.
Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan? I don't really get it, but I've heard it's super strong.
Again, you're a genius scientist. It shouldn't be that hard to understand going Super Saiyan in the God form, even though they don't actually go into God when they use Super Saiyan Blue. You know what? It doesn't really make any sense.
Discovered this look around the same time.
I've heard this transformation uses up less energy and allows you to better control the power you exert with a calm mind.
Don't know where you heard that from, but Blue uses up a lot of energy, and you do not need a cold mind to better exert the power.
No, I'm mad. I'm really, really mad. And now it's time to pay!
What do you think? Pretty wild and cool looking, isn't he?
You're telling me that's Vegeta? You've got to be kidding.
They look kind of similar, I guess. Hard to tell, though.
See, they identify Goku easily, but apparently Vegeta looks completely different, not even similar in the slightest to his base form.
Oh, look at my sweet little angel.
Your sweet little angel is the reason Goku was dead for 7 years.
This is Gohan when he was fighting Cell and the androids.
This is just a little nitpick, but why say Cell and the androids? Cell is an android, so you could just say androids. That's like if I was talking about the Z Fighters, but every time I brought them up, I would say Goku and the Z Fighters when he's a part of the group. You don't say Iron Man in the Avengers or Superman in the Justice League, you just say their respective group names.
This was Gohan at the start of his delinquent phase. He's already so handsome, he doesn't need to be blonde.
What is your problem with blonde-haired people?
The golden spikes really well.
But ever since this happened, he let his martial arts training get too much in the way of his studies.
I don't think being behind on his studies has anything to do with being blonde.
Even Videl is telling you to shut the fuck up, Chi-Chi.
The gang flew off, leaving Mr. Satan to fight 18 in a battle royale. Technically, he won, but he didn't exactly beat her.
Did Dad take credit for something he didn't actually do again? And he hasn't even been training lately.
Videl, your dad's never been training. You know, this brings up a good point. Why doesn't Mr. Satan train the way the Z-Fighters do? Videl learned it easily, and the other Earthlings have become universal powerhouses with their training. Or he could take Piccolo route and use the Dragon Balls, and we could have Super Satan for real.
What he looks like. On the inside, I know he's my kind, wonderful little boy.
That sounds about right for Gohan. peace only lasts so long, and a Saiyan can't just sit still with all that power.
You underestimate how long Gohan can sit still.
It's been a while, but I think the first time that Gohan became this form was when he faced that Kibito guy in the arena.
Oh, that was when he got stabbed by those two freaks with a magic lamp-looking thing.
I remember that. And then Majin Buu came along right after. That was probably the craziest time of my whole life.
The craziest time of your life was when a universal level man was giving you back. Wait, what about the time you literally got killed? Being dead wasn't crazier?
Saiyaman, the righteous warrior who protects our fair city's peace.
I invented the device that allowed him to instantly change into his outfit wherever he wanted.
Why did Piccolo teach him the clothes beam? We'll never know. Also, out of all the things you could choose to make out of a beam, why only clothes? Why not a sword or armor or anything else that would be useful at the time?
From what he told me, the Elder Supreme Kai performed a ceremony to unlock his latent inner power.
Saiyans do the strangest things.
Actually, he's a hybrid Saiyan. How is unlocking your latent power to save the planet a strange thing? You made a time machine. If anything, that's a little strange.
From what Trunks told me, Gohan's best efforts weren't enough to stop the androids.
I guess we never crossed paths in that timeline. I would have loved to fight by his side.
All the pain and suffering this Gohan went through. It kills me just thinking about it.
Future Gohan is easily the second best Gohan. I'm removing the sin for him. R.I.P. Rustin Puddle.
This is when Piccolo became allies with Goku. He died protecting my son and narrowly escaped his home planet being destroyed. That's rough.
That was a crazy adventure we had on planet Namek. I'm just glad we got home in one piece.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
This is around when Goten and Trunks trained with him. He's taught them a whole lot.
I don't forgive him for that time he kidnapped my son. But
Wait, you don't forgive him? Without Gohan and Piccolo training together, you would all be dead.
No offense, but it's not nearly as interesting as the fusions I've seen. They look exactly the same.
Oh, I'm not the same Namekian you faced before.
Oh, shit, are you talking metaphorically? Because if not, I'm gonna start feeling like a racist because you look exactly the same.
considering how many times he's been wished back to life by the Dragon Balls, I'd say he's almost as tough as a Saiyan.
Well, don't blame him. I don't see you fighting Chi-Chi. Also, how does dying a lot mean you're strong? Shouldn't it mean the opposite?
This is one of Goku's childhood friends. And Bulma's ex-boyfriend.
Wait, for real?
Sure was. I dumped his sorry butt after he cheated on me.
What? You dumped him and ran off to Vegeta. There's no proof in the manga or anime that he cheated, especially since he was dead after the Saiyan invasion.
Wonder what his love life is like these days. Hope he finds somebody.
Videl, the closest thing Yamcha gets to a love life is that random girl from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Although she is bad. Good job, Yamcha.
Goku's been rivals with this guy for years.
Rivals for years? I'm sorry, they were comparable for like one tournament.
He's from the future, right? I wonder what the three of us are up to over in that alternate timeline.
Well, Videl is likely dead, Chi-Chi's old and depressed, and Bulma is also old and depressed.
Like delinquent father, like delinquent son. Next, you'll be turning blonde, Bulma.
Ooh, are you really gonna let that slide, Bulma?
Hey, handsome is handsome, no matter the hairstyle or the hair color.
I doubt that.
Oh wow, so you too, Videl.
My son is excellent with a sword, but even more skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Probably gets it from Vegeta.
He's skilled in hand-to-hand combat? Well, that's too bad, we never get to see it.
You know, Trunks has such good manners for a delinquent.
Okay, there's no way even the writers were getting tired of Chi-Chi's useless self calling every person who doesn't have black hair a delinquent.
Saiyans really do have strange physiques. Can Gohan transform this way too?
Of course, you want to know if Gohan can do that too.
Trunks sure has gotten strong, hasn't he?
Well, not really, and when he did get stronger, it either lets him getting folded or the power itself being completely useless.
Seems like no time at all that Trunks transformed as well. Vegeta was so caught off guard, he called it a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
Yeah, I've heard that Gohan had a lot of trouble.
Some things just come easier to others.
Or S cells come easier to some than others.
Goten is so powerful, despite the fact that he's just a little kid.
The first time he transformed, I was furious. But then again, what else should I have expected from Goku's son?
And just like that, Trunks could also turn Super Saiyan. It was such a shock
No one was
to Super
talking
Saiyan
about
when
Trunks,
they brought
Bulma.
it out.
Prideful much, are we?
I've always wondered, would a fused person be fed with a meal for one, or do they need to eat twice as much?
Well, no, because a fusion is just one person. Technically, a fusion gets rid of Goku and Vegeta. It creates a singular new person that's a combination of the two. Again, this is much easier to solve than making a time machine.
Even turned into candy, he could still kick some tail.
He's usually a little cocky, but like this, he's as cool as a cucumber.
Did you really just say that? Also, even in Super Vegito, he was still cocky as hell while fighting Boo.
He tried on this form for the first time to take on Goku Black and Zamasu.
It wasn't Goku Black and Zamasu, just Fuse Zamasu. That's like me saying Gogeta didn't fight Janemba. Goku and Vegeta did. Well, they did, but I mean, never mind.
This version is the result of them performing the fusion dance. It's a lot more difficult than just putting on some earrings.
Trunks and Goten had to do the same thing. Vegeta was not a fan of those silly poses.
But if I hit the Gallic Gun pose in public, everyone's gonna think I'm normal.
Gogeta looks great when he goes super.
I'm tired of saying all this super stuff.
Me when I watched Dragon Ball Super.
Gogeta is so immensely powerful, he was able to stop Broly's rampage.
Is this their strongest transformation of all then?
I don't know. We certainly had some nice things to say, so maybe Blue is best.
Super Saiyan Blue isn't the strongest transformation. You're aware of Ultra Instinct, right?
Trunkton, Gotenks, did you say Righteous Grim Reaper or some nonsense? Have some class.
Names like the Die Missile Barrage were a bit much.
Not easy parenting these two, I know. But their sense of naming stuff is about what you'd expect from kids.
As parents of superpowered children, maybe don't crush your sense of self-esteem. Also, Galactic Donuts is a sick name. This sin is for making me reach the funny number. Okay, so this is a gameplay gripe as well as a character gripe, but why does Gotenks have to go directly from Super Saiyan 3 to base? Why not Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan? And I know other characters do this, but I just think it's kind of weird.
He's a skilled fighter and all, but why oh why does he have to be such a pervert?
Uh-huh. I've heard a lot of rumors about this guy.
See, when you see things like that, it makes you think Master Roshi has actually done some horrible stuff to women. Was Master Roshi at the Diddy party?
His power level was around 530,000. Really high up on himself.
So how strong is 530,000 in the grand scheme of things?
Oh, who the heck knows?
Again, if I, a person of average intelligence, can deduce the fact that Goku and Vegeta have gotten billions upon billions of times stronger, and therefore be completely able to dog walk First Form Frieza, you should be able to too.
Frieza turned into this brutish thing after Vegeta coaxed it out of him.
Krillin got impaled on one of his horns. Gohan told me it was gruesome to watch.
Holy fuck, Gohan remembers that still? And he talks to his wife about it? Come to think of it, does he remember Krim snapping his neck too? Chi-Chi, Gohan doesn't need to study. Gohan needs therapy.
Still don't know if Whis bringing Frieza back to life was the best idea.
But letting all of existence get erased is a better idea?
Turning golden when you power up. It's so much like a Super Saiyan.
In other words, it's Frieza's delinquent form.
So because he's golden, it's a delinquent form. Not the form he used to murder your husband's race, or the form he used to impale Krillin as Gohan watch, or the form he used to make him look like a Walmart Xenomorph. No, the piss-colored, lemon-flavored, limited edition Olympic first-place medal form is the bad one.
I couldn't believe it when I found out Gohan defeated him when he was just a kid.
Goku always pushes things too far. Piccolo was really angry at him.
I'm surprised Chi-Chi didn't mention the fact that Piccolo was the one that was protective over Gohan.
Not only did he survive self-destructing, but he came back even stronger than before.
Perfecter Cell? It never ends with this guy.
So Cell is going too far, but all 13 of Goku's transformations are fine.
For all the horrible things he did, he deserves to rot in the underworld.
It's hell. And you know it's hell because he died and probably heard about it from King Yemma.
Cell created a bunch of miniature copies of himself, but Gohan eradicated all 7 of them. Or was it 8?
Oh, thanks for reminding me of that animation error. Sin.
With how many people he can absorb at once, I don't even want to think about what the inside of Majin Buu's body looks like.
Well, no need to imagine. Look no further than a random DBZ filler episode that never gets referenced in any outside Dragon Ball material.
Rip them out? Okay, now I'm kind of curious, but how the heck would Boo be able to show me what his insides look like?
Pause.
Despite how cute he looks, I know he's like a telekinetic assassin or something, right? Underestimate him and you'll pay the price.
You're saying underestimate him and you'll pay the price when you yourself can't even figure out what he does. Oh no, Chaozu is going to kill himself and probably do no damage to anyone.
He's such a polite young man.
Definitely well-mannered, but maybe not so strong.
So you apparently don't know anything about GT, as you just showed us earlier by not knowing Pan, but you somehow know Oob is polite and well-mannered?
Definitely well-mannered, but maybe not so strong.
Oob shits on half the guys you were just saying were such strong and skilled warriors. Don't hate on him.
This was Goku's father who died many years ago. I'd love to meet him someday when I pass away.
That's gonna be an interesting conversation. So, how'd you meet my son? Oh, well, he promised he would marry me. What's marriage? Is that some kind of food?
I can't believe this nasty jerk was Goku's older brother. He was plotting an invasion and mistreated my precious Gohan.
Okay, the worst that Raditz did was throw Gohan in a pod for a little bit. Goku threw Gohan out to fight Perfect Cell, and Gohan got beat by him for hours.
Their self-destruct attack is so unsettling.
Life is fleeting.
Videl, you okay?
This aggravatingly handsome guy was one of Frieza's right-hand men.
Oh, but his hair isn't black, so isn't he a delinquent?
He was a former colleague of Vegeta's as well. When he quit, he wiped out Dodoria in an instant.
Huh? You mean Vegeta used to work for the Frieza Force too?
Videl, there's absolutely no way you never questioned why Vegeta was fighting everyone back then.
He's pretty unremarkable. Tried to get Vegeta with a really lame surprise attack, only to be blown to smithereens out of the sky.
Youch! That's gotta be one terrible fireworks show.
Get it? Dirty fireworks? Yeah, okay.
I'm afraid you're fired.
Did he ever end up back in his own body?
Long story short, he screwed up and wound up swapping with the body of an alien frog. He escaped back then. Probably still out there somewhere.
Wait, what? What do you mean still out there somewhere? Back in Resurrection F, you watched Ginyu take... what's
I
his...
can barely tell them apart.
This guy was...
Tagoma! Yeah, right, Tagoma. Oh, sorry. Everything introduced in that arc is pretty forgettable.
Goku defeated in battle.
This muscle.
Anyways, you watched Ginyu take Tagoma's body. Then you saw Tagoma get killed by... Who was it? Vegeta?
Kinda like him.
Oh, the one who
Look.
became friends with Gohan?
Right, Vegeta. I'm sorry. I just can't remember anything from the arc. How would you not know where Ginyu was? A slip of this bad on the Raditz part deserves 2 cents. Not even they remember Tagoma.
So many of these hench guys with the same armor. I can barely tell them apart.
Okay, then look past the armor. The only ones that even look remotely similar are Ginyu and Kui. And even then, one is zesty with horns and the other is...
This muscle
really boring.
and the orange mohawk? I remember one of the androids looks kind of like him.
Oh, the one who became friends with Gohan? I don't think that's the same guy.
Chi-Chi, no one said it was the same guy. Bulma said they looked alike, not that they were the same person.
The Blue Hurricane of the Ginyu Force.
How did you know his full title was Blue Hurricane? You don't have any info on the specific people, since you don't have any idea who the GT characters are. Did Vegeta or Goku tell you? I can't really see Vegeta caring enough to know or fully acknowledge that, and I can't see Goku even remembering that either. And Gohan's probably too worried about Raccoon traumatizing him by snapping his neck.
The red magma of the Ginyu Force.
Again, how do you know the title Red Magma? Do you have info on them or not?
It's Frieza's dad. I wonder if he can change into all sorts of different forms as well.
Trunks obliterated him in about 2 seconds, so I couldn't tell ya. Barely remember him.
Get his meat out of your mouth.
This is 18's twin brother. Back then, he was really mean-spirited and cruel.
He was a real problem for Dr. Gero, constantly disobeying his orders and all.
Okay, so how does Videl know this? Did someone tell her the specifics on 17 in his past? Why? Were they aware they were going to do this beforehand, prepare scripts? Why do they know some things but not others?
Gotta say, Krillin scored himself a gorgeous wife.
Yeah, and for some odd reason, that same wife wasn't invited to the goddamn call.
I wonder if cyborgs like her and her brother age after they've been mechanically altered. Guess only time will tell.
I present to you Dragon Ball GT.
Young and beautiful forever?
A wife who's young forever. What more could a guy dream of?
To be honest, I'd rather pull Turles.
Android 19 was Dr. Giro's most obedient creation. Bet he wished he designed all of them to be like that.
I bet an army full of 19s would be a pain to defeat.
I mean, not really, considering the fact that even Goten or Trunks could probably just one-tap all of them in one go.
He revived Majin Buu, endangering the whole planet. He can also use his magic to control the minds of people with evil in their heart.
Think he could cast a spell that could rehabilitate delinquents?
Chi-Chi, can you shut the fuck?
They're well equipped and well organized. Even got a proper uniform.
I wonder if working for Frieza has good health benefits.
Okay, no way to pull out the health benefits joke. I'll take a cent off. And I'll add this in right back for asking if someone who enslaves planets has good health benefits.
Who's this?
He kinda reminds me of Vegeta and Goku, but
Yeah, I get that. He gives me the strangest feeling.
Okay, so why is it that Videl, Bulma, and Chi-Chi will all recognize certain characters that aren't canon, like Janemba, Z Gogeta, Tapion, and other characters, but for some reason Broly doesn't get recognized? Videl actually fought Broly. She, of anyone, should recognize him, and they all just pretend like they don't know him. Why? You're kind of missing out on just some funny little dialogue or Videl bringing up the fact that she got her ass handed to him by Broly. Why is it that he's treated like they don't know who he is?
This Broly guy supposedly grew up in the wild. They say he's so strong that even Goku couldn't beat him on his own.
I mean, that's debatable, but superpower scaling is slop, so I'm probably wrong.
For the Frieza Force for a little while. I hope he's not another bad guy to deal with.
Videl, what do you mean? You know he was another enemy to deal with. Chi-Chi literally told you earlier that Gogeta was strong enough to stop Broly's rampage, and later you guys showed knowledge of Broly training with Whis.
Broly's become a delinquent too. Must be his dad's fault that he took a bad turn.
I've heard that Broly's father.
Okay, so they've been saying things like this the entire time, and I haven't really fully addressed it, but I'm now going to acknowledge it. When they bring information up, they say things like, I've heard, or they say, or so I've been told. What do you mean you've heard? You're treating it like it's a rumor on the playground. If someone told you, just say, Goku told me, or Vegeta told me, or Gohan told me. I mean, knowing that someone is getting tortured is really damn specific. You didn't just hear it around. Someone told you. And there's only 3 people that would really know. Probably Goku and Vegeta wouldn't even know. How would they know? The only person that would really know is Chi-Lai. So Chi-Lai would have told Bulma, and Bulma would have told you. Just say that. And if you are saying that, I've heard that Broly's father Fergus gets tortured, why are you telling that to Bulma if she told you? I have so many questions on how these stupid little things work.
how awful to do that to your own child.
Chi-Chi, you've let your kids fight demons, solar system destroying androids, and tons of other things. Yes, Broly was in a way being tortured, but Paragus also did it to Broly to control him, since we now know that his power is almost unstoppable. Paragus was a bad dad, yes, but you're not the best parent yourself, so calm down.
He wished for immortality and wanted to overrun the Earth with his demon legion. He's like a competent version of Pilaf.
Okay, you have no right to call Pilaf incompetent when you can't even tell what Goku looks like. Again, they're aware of Garlic Jr., but not of Broly? Okay, yeah, you could argue, well, it's because he appears in the filler arc as well, but again, it's not canon.
Ugh, this quack was a real problem. He wanted to implant his brain in Goku's body.
Okay, no, they remember who Dr. Wheelo is, but not Broly? Why? Why do they know specific movie characters but know nothing about others?
So he's like the shadow to Goku? Well, don't confuse them and accidentally give this creep a hug.
Why is it that you think the first thing someone does when seeing Goku is hugging them? And no, in case you're thinking it's a reference to Gohan and Turles, Gohan never hugged Turles, he just bumped into him.
Piccolo hates those kinds of noises too, right?
My mischievous side wants to whistle in his vicinity.
Like, it's giving pick-me energy.
I wonder if Frieza is so insecure about being short because his brother is so much taller than him.
Okay, I don't even get it anymore. How do you know Frieza's insecure about his height? No, seriously, there's not a single Z fighter that would know about this. How on earth would you know that? This tells me you have info on the characters you discuss, but for some reason the one you should remember because he beat your ass, you don't remember at all. So what's going on here?
Gotta be tough to breathe in that mask.
Probably ventilated.
How in the actual fuck would it be ventilated?
This is one of a million robots Cooler made when he was at Death's door. Just when it seemed like he was done with. What a sore loser.
Literally every Z fighter, and that includes you three, have been brought back to life at one point. I guess you guys are sore losers too.
But I wouldn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Frieza's family's bad news, no matter what form they take.
Besides King Cold.
This is another one of the androids that Dr. Gero made. Looks like its sole purpose is to kill Goku.
That old quack never quits, does he? I wish he'd forget about Goku and go do something else with his life.
Well, I mean, Dr. Gero was doing something else with his life. Then Goku destroyed it, then his wife and son died, and all the other BS. To be completely honest, I don't blame him for being so obsessed with revenge.
You're right. His research could have been put to far better use.
Like what? A watch that allows teenagers to become superheroes?
After that, Vegeta and Piccolo kinda just didn't come home for a while. At least not till the fish jumped. Oh, and don't ask.
That reference is absolutely insane.
Is it over? Not till the fish jumps. It's over.
Sin removed.
Goku left it to the kids again. Oh, wait, was he dead at the time?
Blaming a dead person for not fighting a space pirate.
He's not all that smart since he can only say his name over and over, but I heard he got really sad when Goku said mean things to him.
Again, what do you mean you heard? From simple context clues and knowledge of the fight, Goku was the only one who would have known that. If Goku told you, just say Goku told me.
This was when Janemba transformed, after Goku had him against the ropes.
Okay, but how in the actual fuck do these superheroes know anything about the non-canon movies and filler? Do they have information on these characters or not?
He's gonna catch a cold with his midriff exposed like that.
This guy conquered all of hell in a day and trapped them in jelly beans. I don't think he's worried about getting a cold.
Think he's been doing well since then?
He went back 1,000 years into the past using our time machine. I hope we see him again someday.
Okay, this opens a whole can of worms. Tapion took a time machine, right? Meaning Bulma made another one, because in Super she still has the one that Cell uses. But in Super, she claimed she couldn't make one because it was too advanced for her. Yet, the past version of her made one? It's not making any sense. Help me!
Transformed again already? Daring today, aren't we?
Was that a SpongeBob reference? Rev up those fryers! I sure am hungry for a Krabby Patty!
Help! Help! My leg!
Something about those eyes of his. I feel like Goku and the others would struggle against him as an enemy.
You're right. He feels more powerful than anyone they've ever faced.
I can already hear the GT Glaciers saying, oh, this is proof that GT outscales Super. Also, how would you know it's the strongest enemy they've ever faced? You're aware that oftentimes the villains get stronger the less intimidating they look. And again, how can you sense it if two of you can't even sense Ki? And even if you could, how would you know how strong he is? Are you physically there with Shenron? Have all these characters just been in there the whole time? Has Zeb really been standing next to you guys, listening to you guys talk shit on him, and how he looks so scary, how much of a delinquent he is?
I know, right? I mean, it's a simple reason, but I get it. Though I question why he didn't take Vegeta's body instead.
Well, I wouldn't really want the body of the person who got slept by hit within 2 minutes. I'd rather take the body of the person who actually managed to beat him.
Man, there's so many types of gods. It's hard to keep track of them all.
Okay, they are your gods. I think you should not only try to keep track of them, but it shouldn't be that hard. Especially when one of you can make a time machine. Okay, this is just for how god-awful that model looks. Jesus.
According to the data, he's over 1,000 years.
According to the data? So you had information the whole time. Why do you only have info on certain people but not on others? This doesn't make any sense.
Shouldn't an assassin have their personal information a little more private?
Well, he told Goku and Goku told you guys, I guess, so it's not his fault it spread everywhere.
Is this another
Well, I mean,
Frieza's
he did
plan?
say it, but maybe he just
looks
trusted Goku with
similar,
it.
but comes from a
Or you
different
heard him
universe.
whenever he was announcing it. And, I mean, Champa heard it, so...
He seems like the type that would cheat.
I don't really
to
care, I'm
win.
still setting you. Fuck you guys.
This is a Saiyan from Universe 6 who claims to be Vegeta's student. He's very proper and polite.
Is it really okay for him to have Vegeta as his teacher?
What do you mean is it okay for Kaiba to be taught by Vegeta? You were at the Universe 6 tournament when Vegeta was teaching Kaiba how to go Super Saiyan, and it worked. Again, what is up with just randomly hating on people, Chi-Chi?
Incredible! So this is what a female Saiyan looks like when she really lets loose.
She's gotta be overflowing with power.
Videl, I do not want to hear a Z-Broly reference coming out of your mouth when you guys all want to act like you have no idea who he is.
He could warp time and space to launch his attacks. Ugh, I'd love to learn more about that kind of technology.
Bulma, you made a time machine, an invisible field that can tank universe-busting hits, and a mystical orb-seeking radar in 3 days. There is no way you can't make a teleporter.
father like delinquent son.
Hey there guys, SVG here. I just want to say thank you for watching this video to the end, as it means a lot to me. And I'm a bit new to the whole YouTube thing, and I still aim to bring you guys tons of content, so I hope you all enjoy it. I'm a new YouTuber, so it would really help me if you were to like and subscribe, and if this video does well, I'll make more like it. For now, that's all. Maybe expect to see more Legends content soon. See ya.